Now, it's been 4 years since Battlefield 2042 released to polarising response from critics and players alike, and that's if we're being kind. EA and Battlefield Studios, composed of DICE, Criterion, Motive and Ripple Effect, have spent the interceding years working on Battlefield 6, which they hope will be a major return to form for the military shooter franchise. And judging by the beta testing, it is. This new entry will revert to a contemporary setting and aims to serve up the biggest, richest Battlefield experience across all modes while taking on board the incredibly vocal feedback from the last mainline game. Now, it does remain to see if they can deliver the goods when it gets its full fat release, but from what we've seen so far, things are looking pretty damn promising. And so, as the months and weeks tick away until Battlefield 6 is in our grubby hands, here's everything you need to know about this hotly anticipated FPS sequel. Number 7. The campaign mode is back. One of the biggest complaints about Battlefield 2042 was a total lack of a campaign mode. This decision was apparently made to enhance the multiplayer suite, which was itself seen as a disappointment by large swathes of the fanbase. But Battlefield 6 is bringing the campaign back with a vengeance, promising a global-scale cinematic story which will take players from the Sahara Desert to the beaches of Gibraltar and onto New York City. While the particulars of the story are mostly up in the air, we do know that it takes place in 2027 following a high-profile assassination which prompts major European countries to exit NATO. At the same time, the United States finds itself facing off against a powerful private military corporation called Pax Armata, which intends to usurp the US as the world's leading superpower. With EA promising that the campaign is inspired by Alex Garland's brilliant film Civil War, we can expect a thrilling dose of high-octane action and intense character drama. Number 6. 9 maps at launch, 64 player lobbies. And now let's get into what has always been the meat of the Battlefield experience, the multiplayer. Battlefield 6 will launch with 9 maps set in the likes of a war-torn New York, the outskirts of Cairo, and Gibraltar's gorgeous Old Town, alongside a remake of Battlefield 3's legendary Operation Firestorm map. Better still, all of the maps will feature multiple configurations to support various different modes, such as Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush, and more traditional types like Team Deathmatch. Also, following the divisive response to Battlefield 2042's massive 128-player lobbies, Battlefield 6 will be returning to the tried and true 64-player lobbies. Given that the doubled lobby size didn't exactly vibe well with 2042's map design, going back to 64 players was definitely the smart call, and alongside the strongest indications that EA has actually listened to player feedback. Number 5. The return of classic classes. Another hugely polarizing gameplay change in the previous title was the removal of traditional classes in favor of more flexible specialist characters. Considering how popular the more rigid classes of medic, engineer, support and recon were, many felt that it eroded the game's sense of identity and blurred a player's own role as part of a team. But Battlefield 6 has mercifully restored classes, albeit with the concession that now all classes will use all weapon types. However, players who stick to their class's specialized weapon type will receive a buff of some kind. This decision was not itself entirely uncontroversial, and so EA announced that the game will also include a playlist with signature weapons locked to their respective classes. As gaming has always taught us, options are a good thing, so this sounds like the right way to keep just about everyone happy. Number 4. The new Escalation Mode. Though Battlefield 6 will see the return of classic modes such as Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush, Team Deathmatch, Domination and King of the Hill, it'll also introduce one brand new one, Escalation. Escalation has been likened to the much beloved Conquest mode, and will see 2 teams battle to capture strategic control points, which sounds familiar enough, right? But here comes the rub. As control points are captured, they disappear, leaving fewer remaining points for teams to war over, leading to a chaotic final battle for supremacy. EA hasn't fully elaborated on Escalation yet, though in press interviews the dev team seems rather excited about it, hopefully suggesting that they've got something quite literally game-changing up their sleeve. If it lives up to the potential, do not be surprised if Escalation becomes another mainstay mode for the franchise moving forward. Number 3. Overhauled destruction mechanics. Battlefield 6 will also offer up some major overhauls to one elemental aspect of gameplay. Destruction has always been the series' signature mechanic for years now, but in a move that might be contentious with some long-time players, Battlefield 6 is ditching the scripted Levolution set pieces from previous games, which the developers felt risked becoming repetitive and even annoying players in the middle of combat. Battlefield 6 instead offers what's being called tactical destruction. It allows more granular and detailed destruction of the immediate environment, yet in a way that still keeps the overall structure and design of maps intact for performance and maneuverability reasons. That is to say, you can't just turn a map into a smoldering crater at will, but you can use weapons to take apart walls and make creative openings for yourself to engage enemies. The team has also promised that with Battlefield 6 being fully designed for current-gen platforms and PC, it'll take full advantage of the hardware to deliver a more detailed degree of destruction than ever before. Number 2, a massively beefed up Portal Mode. One of the most promising additions to Battlefield 2042 was Portal Mode, a community-driven platform where players could create custom multiplayer modes. Now, it wasn't quite there, but the potential was clear, and for Battlefield 6, Portal Mode will be getting a serious beefing up. Portal Mode will allow far more complex gameplay tweaks, such as adding objects to maps, writing a custom UI, and generally more intricate scripting options. It will also take a page out of Halo's Forge mode and feature a fully comprehensive level editor. Elsewhere, custom game modes can once again be verified, allowing players to earn experience points while playing them, and EA has also promised that Portal's server browser will have a more prominent placement on the game's main menu after many complained about it being hidden away in 2042. While we've only seen a small sliver of what the new and improved Portal can do, it's clearly far more comprehensive than the comparatively bare-bones offering in 2042, and could very well be Battlefield 6's standout mode. And number 1, the release date. And finally, there's the matter of Battlefield 6's release date. Thankfully, fans haven't got that long to wait at all, as the game will release for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on October the 10th of this year. With so many games being still announced long before they're ready to be released, it's actually quite refreshing that EA only lifted the lid on this one back in July, barely 2 months before it's set to come out. More of this, please. Better yet, EA has also promised that they won't be charging the rumoured $80 for it, and so if you want to try it for cheap, it'll also be part of the EA Play Pro subscription service on launch, so fill your boots. Battlefield 6 will certainly face hefty competition from the likes of Borderlands 4 and Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on launch, but if EA can deliver on all of their stated promises, they shouldn't have a problem carving out a slice of the FPS pie for themselves once more. And there we go, my friends. Those were 7 things you need to know about Battlefield 6. I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome, my friends, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.